Okay, let's go over what this Yenta, and a racist, by the way, Meghan Markle, the one who's married to Harry, has to say about uh, so-called racist comments by the royal, in other words, white people, because they're so racist that they just assume that white people are all the same, and so let's see what she said about what the royals think about the, the kids and how he's going to turn out.
In those months when I was pregnant, all around this same time, so we had in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title, and also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
Okay, you have Oprah, one of the biggest racists in the world, by the way. And now she mentions the fact that some of the royals, she doesn't mention who, well, because there probably isn't any. But she said, well, they're concerned. They probably said, I wonder how dark his skin will be, which is no different than asking whether a baby's going to have blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes, taken after father, dad, mother, grandma, and so on and so forth. It's no different than asking whether the kid is going to be tall, is going to be short, whether it's going to be a blonde hair, brown hair. But because, you're dealing with a group of racists like this female by the name of Meghan, that they carry that racist gene with them. And let me say something. Blacks are the biggest racists in the world. They're just projecting their own hatred and resentment against white people. It was a New York Times study done. It was reported, at least, in New York Times, where they kept track of white families and black families and how often they use racial slurs. And they found that one out of nine white families used racial slurs on a regular basis. But it was 9 out of 10, practically all blacks use racial slur to refer to everybody else. Now, let me say something. Blacks have a racial slur for just about anybody. I mean, they come up with it. They're very inventive when it comes to racially labeling people. And, of course, not to mention the fact that they commit all racially motivated assaults, crimes, rapes. Hundreds of thousands of white women are raped every year around the world at the hands of blacks. The assault, the knockout game, all this vile villainy, all this incredible violence, sadism, and brutality is carried out by blacks. And they are concerned about whether somebody could have said something about the skin color of some baby, like that's supposed to be like a real thing. And then you see the brutality of black criminality taking place each and every single hour in America and everywhere else in the world where they reside. Not in China, because China, they're smart enough not to allow them in. Even Japan, you hear these stories all the time about the Japanese girls being raped by, one of those American soldiers stationed there, and they always find out that it's a black soldier, right? Same thing in South Korea, the same thing in Europe. Every time they hear about some of the nationals being raped or assaulted or murdered, it's always some black soldiers. And of course, we see now the spate of women, Hispanic women, white women, again being raped and murdered in these military camps, and always a black male. So don't give me this bullshit. You are the racist. And I hope everybody will start saying that blacks are the racist in America and everywhere else around the world. White people are generous. White people give trillions of dollars to black Africans and South America and everywhere else in the world in aid, assistance. We really shouldn't. We keep it to ourselves. Let's make ourselves fat with our wealth and not share with those who want to murder us.